don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
You're still looking good.
I'm still feeling good. You know, I've got all your MyPillow products. Mattress topper, bed sheets, MyPillows, towels, slippers, blankets.
I'm interrupting this commercial to do something I've never done before. Get 2 MyPillows absolutely free on orders of $100 or more. I can't do this forever, so get on board with this great sale today. Our best-selling 6-piece bath towel sets or kitchen towel sets, just $29.98. Our famous standard MyPillows only $14.98. Queens $18.98. King size only $1 more. Body pillows $29.98. Multi-use MyPillow 2.0s with pillowcase $9.98. Save $40 on our spring percale and Giza Dream bed sheet sets. Any size, any color. So go to mypillow.com or call that number on your screen. Use your promo code to save up to 80% on all MyPillow products. And when you spend $100 or more, get 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free.
Absolutely free. That's right, folks. Head over to mypillow.com. Check it out. They have all kind of great stuff for you. And they are America First, Patriot Company, a Patriot in Mike Lindell, and it's an honor being in a partnership with them. It helps out the Oreo Express as well. So if you guys could head over there, go to mypillow.com and use promo code Oreo. Welcome, guys. Welcome. It is Thursday, July 17th at 10:01 a.m. here on the left coast. I hope you're all having a good day. We got some, well, I think today you're going to get some laughs. You're going to get some I told you so's. It's just amazing. Some new pollings out on Trump. Some new pollings out on Democrats. One went up and one went down, and I'm gonna surprise you when we get to the reporting. I think you already know, if I'm all smiles, what that means. We're going to talk about a lot. We had some Senate Democrats walked out of the Senate Judiciary Committee this morning in a temper tantrum. We're going to cover that. So just some clown world stuff, some more fraud caught. And it's going to be a wild one today, folks. So buckle up. Grab your coffee, old Uncle Bill. Is old Uncle Bill in here? I haven't seen him yet. We're not even going to start the show. There he is. And I'm going to welcome some folks into the show. We got, I'm in trigger mode today, by the way. I got the dark MAGA. I got the Make Women Female Again shirt on. I'm ready. I'm ready for the gym. Trina's in the house. Hello, Trina. Hunter, how are you doing? JH Candy Bar says number 3. Pixie's in the house. Nola made it. B Mikey's in the house. What's up with B Mikey? He forgot the American flag today. Maybe it's down lower. If not, we're going to have to suspend him for a day or so. Old Uncle Bill, check that out. He's here. He's here. Jan Garner's in the house. Let's see here. Go down a little. Darla Miller, Sugar Bear, Tammy Howard, all you folks joining in, appreciate you. Tard with a hard R. I'm Cracker with a hard R. Let's see. Rockstar's in the house. How you doing, brother? And then Barry D. Patriots in the house. Becky Boo. I'm going to the bottom here. Chris B. There it is, B Mikey. There it is. So welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Hopefully you're having a blessed day. Man, we're almost ready. That's crazy. When I looked at it, it's like it kind of just hit me when I said today's date. I'm like, it's already Thursday. And you start stressing, well, what do I got to get done this week? What's going on the weekend? Crazy, crazy, crazy. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you. If you would, please hit that like button. It helps us out, brings new people along, even triggers some of the leftists. And whenever we can do that, that's always a good day. Tulip61 popped in here. And again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Well, we got an interesting one here. You ever see those kiss cams when you go to the games and they put you up on the big screen, or they just kind of pan around? Like, we were an example. We went to the Grizzlies games a couple weeks ago, and when they play a song for people to dance and they put you on the Jumbotron. Well, I guess it's not always a good thing to be on that Jumbotron. There was two people, a man and a woman. That's the only two genders we got, by the way, that were caught on this cam cheating on their significant others. And the video is going pretty viral. There's a couple different videos, but they were at a Coldplay concert. And it was CEO Andy Byron and HR head Kristen Cabot from Astronomer. Looks like they were caught having an affair on the Jumbotron. And I was just sitting there. I seen this first thing this morning. And I was like, I got a couple things that'll go through mine. I'll get into it.
Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on.
Look it out.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on.
Yeah, like that was
what?
obvious.
Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. Oh, look at these two. All right.
They're
Oh,
even
look at these two.
called out.
All right, come on.
And kind of crazy, the world we live in. I mean, I just love this picture here. If you look, when they both recognize, and you look right, see, let me see if I can blow it up. I think I can. They're like, that's the moment they realize they're both probably getting a divorce. And then if you check this out over here, the wife of that gentleman right there, well, I use the term gentleman, I guess, loosely in this scenario here. But where'd it go? His wife has now taken off his last name from her Facebook post. You can see there, she has 392 friends. Let me pull this off on the, let me clear that layer and put that back on there. You can see she went from, I don't know what her first name is, Kerrigan Byron, to just Kerrigan. Now, I don't know. It's just me. And maybe they both lied and said that he said he was going out with his buddies. And she lied and said she was going out with her girlfriends. I don't know. But it's just, to me, like, to go to a pretty big concert and you don't bring your significant other. And there's a lot of weird relationships out there, too. There's people that are just in it because of convenience. You run into those people. You see that. You see that a lot in the business world and the politic world. Like, you know, you look at some of these politicians that are married and they see their wife like once there. I mean, Nancy Pelosi's a good example, right? She's always off doing her thing. He was always off doing her things. I wouldn't even want to be in a relationship if it was like that. You know, I mean, it's one thing to have to travel for work. I have to do that. But I just thought it was interesting. I like that. I wonder if it was a surprise to their significant others. The guy is Astronomer CEO Andy Byron. And I guess that's like one of somebody in that either the human resources department, that HR manager, or like something to do with the company that he was out with. And he looked like he was having a good time up until he was put on that Jumbotron, right, guys? Man, that crazy. How about this one? Some clown world stuff. We keep talking about cancel culture. We've had cancel culture for a while. B. Mikey just gifted 5 subscriptions. If you're in the chat right now and you don't have a subscription, you can go in there. It looks like Darla, Trina, Tulip, Kimber, and Sugar Bear all received subscriptions from B. Mikey. Give B. Mikey a shout out. Thank you, B. Mikey. It is appreciated. But we talk about this, and Libs of TikTok put this up. I'm going to show it to you here. It says, Mike Luke Ash. He was just fired from a public library in Louisiana for refusing to use a coworker's preferred pronoun because it's against his religious beliefs. It's the library receives our tax dollars. Get Luke his job back and defund this library, and tagged DOGE, Harmeet Dillon, and I have a feeling. I mean, again, they want you to play in their fantasy world. That's not what we're here to do. You know what? I say this. You do you. We're all going to be judged at the end, right? We're all going to be judged at the end. And I gotta worry about myself. You gotta worry about yourself. But I'm not gonna ask you to play make-believe with me and say, oh, you know what? I'm a giraffe today. If you don't call me a giraffe today, you're getting, I'm gonna file a complaint. And we've seen this time and time again. And unfortunately, just like the COVID jab, just like people were forced, you want a job? You need to do this. And they're like, well, hell, I need to eat. I need to support my family. So they have to go get it, right? Well, a lot of people's had to play along with this too. At big companies, small companies, you name it, where Mike walks in and you need to call Mike Jenny. And you're like, Mike's not a Jenny. Mike's a guy. Well, I know. There's lawsuits and stuff. Just do it. We don't want to have to send you to HR. We don't want to, there could be possible write-ups. That's discrimination. You know that. And people are like, holy hell, they go home and they tell their husband or wives, and they're like, what the hell is wrong with people? And we've been caught in this game. It's like the Matrix. We've been caught in it for a while now. And I do see light at the end of the tunnel. I do. I see some changings. Probably, I'd say not fast enough, but since Trump's got in office a little bit faster than I expected, I'm pretty sure this guy either will get his job back or he will get a hefty lawsuit for this happening. Libs of TikTok also posted this up. This was kind of crazy. Not the thing you expect to hear in a city council meeting. Mel Weatherspoon. He's Erie, Pennsylvania. He's the Democrat City Council president. Listen to what he says right here. I mean, I've been to a lot of city council meetings, but this would be one where you kind of just, I want you to take a look at this. Let me pop it up on the screen here.
You didn't see me at the rally, and nor did you see me at the funeral, because it brought some things back to me that I thought was gone. I lost a brother in Jersey City, shot with a double-barrel shotgun, close range. I'm 17. I'm involved with a gang, the largest gang in Newark, New Jersey. I organized. We went over Jersey City looking for the person. Well, when we got there, we didn't realize it was a family. And when you talk Jersey City and you talk family, you're talking the mafia. At the time of my graduation from high school, I had to leave Newark, New Jersey. I had to leave the mom and the dad, or I wouldn't be here today. So I'm living that side. It was 2 days in Nebraska where I went to school. You can go buy a gun, no paper necessary. I played football and basketball, and the tackle, good guy, nice guy. And the guys came to my room and we got high. They left. I had the clip in my gun. Nick came in my room. I said, you know, Nick, I can blow your head off. He said, go ahead. And I did. I shot him in the head point blank, this close. I stayed in jail. One night, I never went to court. I went back to basketball. How did that happen? Because I had a family member, one of my uncles. He was involved with one of the families. That family made a call from Newark to New York to Omaha to Nebraska where I was at, and I was out the next day. See, so that's having the right contact at the right time. My point is, when my son told me about cello, it all came back.
Now, I don't know if you guys could get all that. The guy admits to blowing off one of his buddies' head at point blank range, going in jail, only spending 1 day in there, but because he was connected to the family, the mob. I mean, he lays it out. He lays it out. And I'm sitting here like, are they going to go after him now? I mean, this is crazy stuff to say. I mean, think about being in the city council meeting. He's openly saying, yeah, we got high. They all left. So-and-so came in. I had the gun in my hand. I said, I can blow off your head. He said, did it. I did it. Point blank range, right in the side of his head. I didn't spend no time in jail. Made phone calls. I'm connected. That is insane. Now, like, I don't know. I'm gonna bookmark this because, like, at this point, I don't know if maybe the family members of this person is still alive, but that's some connections there. That's some connections. You're admitting to a murder at a city council meeting. You're admitting you didn't have to do any time for your crime. You admit that you never seen a day in court, that you weren't prosecuted, and you admit it was because you had ties to the mob. That is crazy. And, you know, part of me when I watch this, that demon's been living. I think it's getting to him. Maybe he's getting a sense of clarity where he realized what he did. And it's probably been haunting him for a long time. And, but that is Erie City, Pennsylvania. That is the Democrat City Council president. That is insane. That is insane. Another thing I thought was insane. Maybe I've covered it. Maybe I just forgot about it. But what the hell is this? Literally. This is Governor Jared Polis. And he says, proud to welcome gay games site inspectors to Denver. Colorado is ready to show why we're the best host for the 2030 gay games. I had to double check. I was like, this is parody. And then I look and it's got the government check mark. And The handle is Governor of Colorado. I'm again, what are the gay games? I'm sorry. What are the gay games? Is there straight games? Because I know it was discriminatory to tell transgender people they could play in their own damn sport with their own damn category. That's wrong. You can't do that, you homophobic bigot. I'm going to pull something up really quick. I meant to do this before. I'm going to ask Grok, what is the gay games of 2030? Let's see what it comes up with. I'll put it up on the screen here. It's thinking. It's thinking. And look, man, there's all kind of articles on it. I thought that would be discriminatory. See, you know what? I'm going to apply to be in the gay games in 2030. And when they say no, I'm going to sue them. Show them what a bunch of bigots they are. Loading it up right here. But Pirate Olympics, somebody put in the comments. You guys. Better you than me. Jalen put cornhole. Oh, man. We got to keep PG-13. It's still going. Grok 4 takes a little bit longer. Examine. There's actually a gaygames.org. Maybe we should pull that up in a minute. Yeah, you know what? Let me pull that up really quick. Right here. I hate having this stuff on my browser history. It's like my computer's been infected. Oh, here we go. Let's see what gay games is. So, participation, inclusion, and personal best. Registration is now open. Join us for gay games in Valencia, Spain. Wow, they have a whole thing. We are the biggest LGBTQ plus sports and culture event in the world. Every 4 years, we bring together thousands of participants, and I don't think I've ever heard of this. And I've been covering stuff for a long time. Maybe I haven't. I just blew over it. They got scholarships. Holy moly. I wonder if you have to be gay. It looks like you have to be gay. That's crazy. Let me see if they got info. News, the gay games. Let's see. What to expect. I don't even want to pull it up, guys. The Gay Games is a 10-day event celebrating sports and culture with a focus on LGBTQ plus identities and our allies. You, along with thousands of other participants, will compete for a chance to win medals in your category. You'll join the parade at our opening ceremony. And I'm sorry, I was going to say something right now, but I better not. I better not. Thank you, Lord, for slapping me in the back of the head right there. Thank you, Lord. What did Grok come up with right here? Let's see. The Gay Games is the world's largest sporting and cultural events organized by and for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender athletes, artists, and musicians. Though it is open to participants of all sexual orientations, genders, and skill levels, it promotes equality, diversity, and inclusion through a combination of sports competitions, art festivals, and community events, often compared to an LGBTQ plus Olympics, but with the focus on participation over elite performance. Oh, so it's a participation thing. It's not about being good at anything. So it's a participation trophy Olympics. That's what it is, because it says focus on participation over elite performance. Well, that's not a sport. Just to let you know, you go to anything competitive, it's about winning. About winning. If you're not first, you're last. And that's part of the problem. with our communities. Think about it. We started that participation trophy, what, about 20 years ago, 15 years ago? You can't just set Johnny on the bench. You got to put him into play. Well, Johnny sucks. If Johnny wants to play, have him out here at practice instead of eating his Fritos over there. No, Johnny's going to eat his Fritos and he's going to be put in because that is discriminatory if you don't do it. That's where this whole country went wrong right there. Tell you that right now. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Let me. Well, speaking of gay, I don't know if you know this. And I get it. We have RW in here, so we all kind of have that gay friend. But coming back from Barack Obama, listen to what he
you do go,
says.
bring a
What
gay
is
friend.
wrong with our world?
I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't outlawed, who became one of my favorite professors. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this. Yeah. Right?
You do go, bring a gay friend.
I had a
Man. Kind of crazy. Oh, somebody's up here. Jalen. Sorry, I think I owe the swear jar on that one. Thank you, Jalen, and thank you for all your guys' support.
gay professor.
I don't know. I don't know. Pretty gay to me. That's what I'm going to say. Pretty gay. Speaking of gay, listen to Democrat Senator Jeff Merkley say that the death toll from Trump's policies is now estimated to be in the multiple millions. Like, I don't know. It is. You got to laugh sometimes. You just have to laugh. Listen to this. Remember when COVID was going on? Everybody died. This kid drowned in a pool. We're going to call it COVID and we're going to blame it on Trump. That actually happened here in Fresno County.
Immediately. The prospect of millions, including 4.5 million children. Senator Jeff Merkley here. The estimated death total from Trump's policies is now estimated to be in the multiple millions. A new study published in The Lancet, a highly respected medical journal, estimates that over the next 5 years, as many as an additional 14 million individuals might die because of the sudden cutoff of programs around the world, American programs in nutrition, tuberculosis, malaria, AIDS, and more. These programs have not only been essential to global health, they've been essential to our relationships with countries around the world as a form of enormous soft power. So both because it's the right thing to do for health and wellness, and the right thing to do for America's own security and foreign relations interests, we should restore these programs immediately. The prospect of millions, including 4.5 million children, dying because of the cutoff of these programs is horrific, it's un-American, and we need to reverse it.
So, there it is, guys. Millions of people are dead because of Trump already. I told you this would all happen, guys. Told you. It's just amazing.
Look at this graph showing
what's funny is what DOGE and Trump did was cut out waste, abuse, and fraud. We're also not everybody's welfare system. I want to be a generous nation. I want to help out those nations. But when we started looking at the money, when you send like $1 million to feed starving kids, and only 100,000 of that $1 million are 150,000 of that $1 million actually reaches food to those kids' mouths. You're like, wait a second, there's too much bureaucracy in this. We need to cut this. We need to figure out what's going on. If we restart it, we're going to restart it where like 90% of that $1 million goes. I realize that. There is cost to these nonprofits and stuff, but when you have these nonprofits and these people are donating specifically to Democrats and funneling a lot of that money. You look at the CEO or the CFOs and the administrators' salaries. You're like, holy cow. Yeah, I mean, you're not doing this out of the goodness of your heart. I mean, you are making, and I'm not saying I'm not saying you shouldn't make money. Not at all. Not saying you shouldn't make money. If I opened up a nonprofit today to feed, and I'm working 60 hours a week and I'm feeding all kind of kids, what's the medium income of my community where you can live normal? I want to say that's probably in Fresno area, $78,000 to $86,000 a year. And you're paying yourself that, there's nothing wrong with that. You're putting your life, you're putting everything in there. Now, if you're making $230,000, which we got some nonprofits here in Fresno that do that, and it's all tax dollars, not much on donations, not much of people reaching into their pockets saying, we want to help you, then we got an issue. How about this? We said we would cut out waste, abuse, and fraud. We've covered over the last couple weeks some big indictments when it comes to Medicare fraud, Medi-Cal fraud, all these different frauds. How about this one here? 85 autism centers in Minnesota. Looks like they've been caught in a massive Medicaid fraud probe. They went from $1.2 million, billing $1.2 million in 2017 to a whopping $228 million in 2024. So now 1 in 5 autism clinics in the state are under investigation. Take a listen to this. That's crazy.
Take a look at this graph showing the explosion. This is the amount of money the state has paid in Medicaid claims to autism treatment providers using your tax dollars. You can see in 2017, not that much, just more than $1 million. But you see the gradual growth here. In 2021, more than $80 million. But look at last year, more than $220 million paid out in claims with a grand total of just shy of $700 million. This is what state investigators are now looking at, these soaring costs, and questioning how many providers are doing real work.
Yeah, that's not real work. I think we can all say, hey, if a child has autism, but for I don't know how many percent increase in that, 200%, something crazy, from it to go to $1.2 million, that was 2017 to over $200 million. There's fraud, waste, and abuse there. And we want those people arrested and prosecuted. Those were our tax dollars. Crazy. How about this? Voting age in the UK will drop from 18 to 16 by the next national election in a bid to increase Democratic participation, the government says. That's right. We've talked about it here. You've had Democrats want to push the voting age to 16 here. Give these kids a voice. Our policies affect them too. You can't read, they can't write, they're going to public education. But they know they've been indoctrinated enough to vote blue. The left-wing UK government has become very unpopular. And they're trying to secure electoral wins going forward. So that is why they've lowered the voting age to 16 for all elections. And again, what term do Democrats love? Democracy. It expands democracy. No, it doesn't. I actually think that legal age to vote, if you have anything that you have to be a certain age for, alcohol, 21 years old, tobacco in some states, 21 years old, a firearm, some states it's 21 years old, voting needs to be 21 years old. If you are not responsible enough to grab a beer and drink it, you aren't responsible enough to elect the leaders of this free world. I'm just being real. We got Dollar Store Obama. Listen to what he was saying this morning. What he was saying when he was doing the Capitol speech. And the reason why I'm doing this is because of a news article, but this is where we are. Democrats are polling lower than they have ever historically. And we're going to get into that in a minute. But listen to this.
America, where everyone who works hard and plays by the rules can live the good life, afford to live the good life. Good paying jobs, good housing, good health care, good education for your children, and a good retirement. That's what House Democrats are fighting for. That's the aspirational part of the Declaration of Independence, to bring that to life, the pursuit of happiness.
I wonder what brings together the pursuit of happiness, because we didn't see any of those things that he talked about under Joe Biden. And I just thought this was interesting here. We've been hearing a lot of fake news. The social media influencers of the left, they are saying that prices are skyrocketing, gas is up all these different lies. It's pretty easy to look at your checkbook and say, BS. Take a listen to this. This is CNN. I think they're a little shocked at Trump's economy.
Dane Asher. All right, that's an arrow pointing up. What does that mean?
Trade war? What trade war? What tariffs, John? Yes, the number actually came in pretty hot, 0.6% in June. And when you compare it to what we were expecting a rise of about 0.3%. That's coming in significantly hotter than expected. And that tells us that the U.S. economy, or rather the U.S. consumer in this country, is very resilient, despite all of the headwinds we've seen as it pertains to volatility, as it pertains to uncertainty with this trade war. They are still going out and they are shopping. When you think about this in the context of the retail sales numbers we've seen so far this year, they have been literally, John, look at that, all over the place. When you look at from January 2025 till now, part of the issue, look at March, right? It skyrocketed. Part of the reason is because people back then were front loading. They were going out and buying appliances, buying furniture, buying all the things that we import from China in advance of Liberation Day. And then it dipped dramatically in May. And that's because, well, listen, if you buy all the goods that you need earlier in the year, you don't necessarily need to buy them again in May. So this number we're seeing in June right there was really important for economists to see where things had sort of leveled out. And when you look at that number, it tells you that people are still shopping despite everything that we've seen, all the headwinds, people are still going out. And so one of the things that sort of we still sort of continue to ask here at CNN is, why is it that this trade war, that all of the uncertainty is not trickling into the hard data just yet? What I found interesting as
because it's all speculation, just like that graph when it showed everybody bought before Liberation Day. Oh, I'm going to buy this before the prices go up. The Democrats are telling me the prices are going up. I got to buy now. Then you don't have. But again, what did she say? Why is this not computing with what the experts are saying? Because the experts are left leaning. They want to make Trump look bad. They're here to hurt the economy. They don't want this economy to boom. They don't want it to be the best economy. That would hurt the Democrats. Democrats don't want the economy to boom. Democrats want every single one of Trump's policies to fail, and that's why they're so upset. That's why they don't talk about the border crisis. That's why they don't talk about any of that. They are a party of obstructions. That's what they do. They obstruct bills. They obstruct judicial nominees. They do anything they can just to slow down the process. They come out and they tell you, folks, your food's up. Your prices are up. And then you go to the grocery store and you're like, that's cheaper. I keep track of certain items that we stock up on for a while. We've been buying, just odds and ends, whatever it is. And I told Rachel, you know what? I'm going to go check. We haven't bought this in a while. I said, last time we were here, it was $5.69. I'm going to go see what the cost is. So we walk over there, $4.79. I was like, 90 cents. That's pretty good. And we've been noticing that with a lot of things. Now, is there things that have went up? There's always going to be things that are going up, especially import stuff. It's kind of funny. One of my mom's favorite stores, and it used to bug me, was the dollar store back before it came Biden's $1.25 store. Remember that? And And they were saying that these shops were going to be shutting down, should be shut down 2 months ago. And there's one right down the street. And we had to go in there for 4th of July stuff because they have plates, $1.25 for like 16 plates. Can't beat it. So we go in there and we're looking around. Everything's stocked up, all kind of 4th of July stuff, everything. And I was like, once again, they want to scare you. They live off fear porn. They did this when they told you, if you're on Social Security, Donald Trump's going to cut that and he's going to hand your check to Elon Musk. Remember that? Then we go to the Tesla protest. What do we see? A bunch of white, not in the working category due to age, retired folks that were out there that believed the lies, the manipulation of the mainstream media, the same media that lied about Russia, the same media that told you Hunter Biden's laptop is a Russian hoax. I don't know anybody that trusts the media anymore. I just don't. I mean, there's people out there, but it's just insane. Now, we've also seen through this is what have Democrats weaponized. You hear them, and we showed you yesterday some interviews. We want to release the Epstein files. They had 4 years of President Biden. They never wanted to release the Epstein files, did they? They didn't bring it up. They didn't care. But now that they feel pushing this is going to help them out in polling and everything else, they might stop. I doubt it. They might double down after they see the latest polling. But CNN did this. It says Donald Trump's approval rating after all this Epstein stuff. And I want you to take a look at this. And I'll tell you why this is happening.
I mean, look, I think this one surprised me a bit because of all of these complaints online going after Trump and the Epstein files. You might think his approval ratings were going. If anything, they're going up. Republicans who approve of Trump, look at our CNN poll. The prior one, 86%. The one out this week, 88% were Republicans. How about Quinnipiac? The prior poll, 87% approve of Republicans. This week out, 90% with Republicans. If anything, Donald Trump's approval rating has gone up since this whole Epstein saga started. He is at the apex or close there too in terms of his popularity with Republican voters, Epstein files, complaints or not.
And you know what I love about this? We'll get into it. But all those people that think they have influence, like somehow they think online they got him elected and they're trying to bash him now because they act like that was their key factor for voting for him. It wasn't the border. I care less. Let all the illegals in. It was the Epstein files. You have all this fake outrage for clicks and baits. And here you have a poll that says it's almost the highest it's been from the Republican Party and his approval rating. Guess what? He doesn't need approval from Democrats, folks. He doesn't. He doesn't need approval from Republicans, to be honest with you. He is the president. He's not running for another term. He's going to do everything to make America great again, whether people like it or not. And there's a lot of things behind the scenes that we'll never know. But I just found it was interesting because people are saying, well, this was his campaign promise. I went to a lot of his speeches. We put up regularly on our website before he was elected and on our podcast what Agenda 47 was. Now, if you voted for Trump for what he was running on, you are 100% satisfied right now. Here's part of Agenda 47. We showed you this before the election. This is what he promised. This is what he ran on. Let me put it up like this. Let me see. I'm going to move this down. So this is 20 promises to the American people. I'm going to do it like that. And let's start off first. Seal the border and stop the migrant invasion. Check mark. Already done. Already done. 2, carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. Hashtag in process. We're watching it unfold. We watched the raid last week. We're seeing business owners now get arrested for harboring illegals. Hashtag I voted for that too. End inflation and make America affordable again. Exactly what he's trying to do with these tariffs. what he's trying to do with the one big beautiful bill. He's had a lot of obstruction, but we're on the way there. Number 4, make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. Already in process, already signed executive orders, already working. The barrel of oil is less expensive. Gas is down substantially. Boom. Okay, so if you're a Republican right now and you voted for this, you know, he's batting pretty good. Stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. We hear at least once a week or more about a manufacturer. I think today it was a washing and drying machine manufacturer, because of tariffs, is going to open up, what was it, like a 60,000 square foot plant? I can't even remember. But yes, we are seeing this. We are seeing automakers no longer import their vehicles, make them in the United States. That is in process. Large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips. Just passed, guys. Just passed. So far, I'm at 6, and I do not see release the Epstein files. And I'll let you know when I get there. Let me hit this so you guys could see 6, 7, and those. Defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms. Well, we're seeing that too with the people that he's nominated for the Department of Justice, like Harmeet Dillon and others. Boom, we're on our way there. We are on our way there. He actually pardoned people that were in prison for their exercise of their free speech and their religion. B. Mikey just gifted 5 subscriptions to the Oreo Express. Thank you so much, B. Mikey. Appreciate you. Betty's, Tammy Jane, Julius, Pewter School, and I think there's one more that got one. Thank you. What's the next one? Prevent World War III, restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East, and build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over the entire country, all made in America. So we're working on the restoring peace in Europe and the Middle East. So you can't be mad at that one. We haven't had, he said he was going to prevent World War III. We're not in World War III. In the weaponization of government against the American people. Well, we're going to talk about it here pretty soon, but how many people from the DOJ were fired that went after parents, that went after people that were touring the Capitol? How many of those prosecutors are fired? That is what we do to restore. Let's see, where we at now? Stop the migrant crime epidemic, demolish the foreign drug cartels, crush gang violence, and lock up violent offenders. All in process. We're seeing it happen daily. Daily. 11, rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., make them safe, clean, and beautiful again. That one's in process. You don't see a whole lot done now, but if you're disappointed that D.C. ain't clean again, well, he's working on it. Strengthen and modernize our military, making it, without question, the strongest and most powerful in the world. Thank you, One Big Beautiful Bill, for doing that. That is what the One Big Beautiful Bill is working on there. Oh, how do I do this? I got to move. Okay. What else do we got? Keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. It's moving back in that direction. We were going to lose that, and it looks like it's moving back in that direction. Fight for and protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts, including no changes to the retirement age. That's exactly what he did. The only people that were taken off Medicare or Medicaid, whatever it said, were those who were sitting on a beanbag chair eating bonbons playing their PS5. If you want it back, all you have to do is earn it, which is work 20 hours a week or volunteer 20 hours a week. Cancel the electrical vehicle mandate and cut costly and burdensome regulations. Done. Cut federal funding for any school punishing, listen to this, critical race theory, radical gender ideology, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children. Done. He's being sued right now by 20 or 22 states because he's withholding funds because they're pushing this radicalized agenda. He has abolished the Department of Education, essentially. Man, he's done a lot for his campaign promises. What else? Keep men out of women's sports. Let me move this up. Hold on. Let's do that and move this over. Where'd it go? Keep men out of women's sports. Another reason using the U.S. Department of Education. He has had withheld how many billions of dollars from colleges that have allowed it? They have now came back and said, okay, we'll agree and we'll do what you said. California is not doing it, so there's a fight here in California that he will win. Deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic again. He's trying, but who's stopping that? You literally have Democrats cheering on these people that are starting these violent riots at college campuses. Let's see. Secure our elections, including same-day voting, voter identification, paper ballots, and proof of citizenship. He's got people working on it. That's what he cares more about than any files, I can tell you that. Unite our country by bringing it to a new record level of success. So to all those people out there, Trump promised this. Trump promised this. Now, he did say, and we even played it before, he did say in podcasts, yeah, we're gonna release those files. This is not a campaign promise. And it's just amazing. And you want to know why the polling's so high? There you have it. Look at that, 20 promises to the American people. He's only been in office 6 months, folks. That is incredible. That is incredible. Now, on the other hand, Democrats see that list and they're like, oh man, he's doing it. Everything he's promised, he's getting the ball rolling. He's completed this. We want the Epstein files. We're going to go to Congress. We're going to put a bill out. We want the Epstein files. Well, how's that working out for you? Let's find out. Let's find out. Another poll from Clinton News Network.
Congressional Democrats have been trying to seize on this. You hear them also parroting what you're hearing online, saying, release the files, this is terrible, blah, blah, blah. I mean, is that working for them?
No, I mean, look, here's what's so important. You know, we talk about the potential of Republicans leaving Donald Trump. They're not leaving him. But what about congressional Democrats and problems with their own base? Democrats' net approval of congressional Democrats, according to Quinnipiac University, in June of 2025, it was their second worst ever at minus 12 points. It's that not low enough for you? How about we go even lower? In July of 2025, minus 13 points, their worst net approval rating for congressional Democrats among Democrats ever. Donald Trump is not the one who has problems with this political base. It is congressional Democrats are the ones who have problems with their own political base.
All right. Congressional Democrats have been trying to seize on this. You hear them also parroting what you're hearing online, saying, release the files, this is terrible, blah, blah, blah. I mean, is that working for them?
No, I mean, look, here's what's so important. You know, we talk about the potential of Republicans leaving Donald Trump. They're not leaving him. But what about congressional Democrats and problems with their own base? Democrats' net approval of congressional Democrats, according to Quinnipiac University, in June of 2025, it was their second worst ever at minus 12 points. It's that not low enough for you? How about we go even lower? In July of 2025, minus 13 points, their worst net approval rating for congressional Democrats among Democrats ever. Donald Trump is not the one who has problems with this political base. It is congressional Democrats are the ones who have problems with their.
You know what? I'm going to download that and make it my alarm clock in the mornings because, you know, you got to pick the right alarm clock. Some of those annoying beeping ones, man, they just put you in a bad mood when you wake up. But if you hear that, you're like, is that coffee I smell? Is that coffee I smell? Guys, again, some people are falling for the BS. Some people, I think, that don't follow politics like I follow politics, get a little nervous at times. I run into people, man, I just wish, I'm like, don't worry. Don't worry. Everything that this guy has done, President Trump, he was supposed to be taken down for. We got him this time. Oh, another tell-all book. Oh, this woman came out and accused him of this. I think for the most part, his supporters, the one thing they stay away from is fake news. I mean, we watch it for comedy, but I don't think any of the fighters, like I said, you have what I consider some of the grifters out there that just want to get the clicks. That's just my opinion. And I think it's political base. Like
All
I
right.
said, I would love the Epstein files to be released. However, I promise you, when they are released, we're not going to be satisfied then either. These files were in control of the Biden administration for 4 years. Yeah, they left everything in there. Everything's perfect. And I'm sure there's some people in there. But like I did when I played Alan Dershowitz, when he gave more information. Remember, he fought. He's seen all the files. He knows what's in there. He said there's not even any political people in there left that's still elected. You know, I think a lot of people say, oh, we're going to take down this person. We're going to take down this. I don't think there's going to be takedowns, guys. I don't. Not with the way things have transpired. Speaking of those people with a great polling, those Democrats, today, Democrats walked out of the Senate Judiciary Committee before Republicans voted to advance President Trump's nominee, Emil Beauvais, I think is how you say it. And they're calling it a controversial DOJ official who formerly served as Trump's defense attorney. Let me show you how childish these people are. Let me see if this is the one that shows it.
And I join with my colleagues in leaving. This is a sham. Vote. This is wrong. We'll report. We're better than this. We just want to be heard before a controversial vote. Sir, this is wrong, and you know it. You are a person of integrity. How could you be doing this? At least have a vote on my point of order. Sir, with all appeals to your decency, with all appeals to your integrity, with all appeals to past jurisdiction and past precedent, why are you doing this? This is outrageous.
This is a kangaroo court. That's what we have here,
This
Mr.
is
Chairman.
wrong. To violate your own rules without going by the mandates of the parliamentarian. This is unbelievable. There's a way to do this. If you want to force this through, if you want to ram this through, there's a way to do it in accordance to the rules as spelled out by the parliamentarian. It is simple. It is clear. There's a pathway to achieve what you're trying to achieve. But sir, this lacks decency. It lacks decorum. It shows that you do not want to simply hear from your colleagues. This is absolutely wrong. And sir, this is to me one of those moments where we are not showing common respect for each other on both sides. I have sat here when we were in the majority and listened to my colleagues' arguments, listened to their passionate statements, and then we voted. This is not that. This is us simply trying to rush through one of the most controversial nominees we've had under this presidential administration. Sir, God bless America. You are a good man. You are a decent man. Why are you doing this? What is Donald Trump saying to you that are making you do something which is violating the decorum of this committee, the rules of this committee, the decency and the respect that we have each other to at least hear each other out? I've sat through so many long speeches of my colleagues, heard their objections, listened with sincerity to try to see what their arguments are.
They're just totally
But we are
ignoring
not
him.
doing that. Sir, this is wrong, and you know it. There are some people on this committee who are the least firebrand people, and they've walked out. Some of the least controversial people in the Senate, some of the people that worked the hardest to find bipartisan common ground have just walked out of this committee. And you don't even seem to care, but I know you do. I know your heart, Senator Grassley. This is wrong. I know the kind of person you are, and you know this is wrong. This is not necessary. What is another half an hour to allow senators to be heard? It's what the Constitution mandates. It's the ideals of the United States Senate. The world's most deliberative body should take a decent amount of time to deliberate.
He's just over there on an island.
Doing that. Here we are jamming this through with some sense of false urgency. It's one thing not to hear from whistleblowers. It's another thing not to hold another hearing, but to not even allow my colleagues to have their moment to speak against this justice. It's just wrong. And I know you know this. I know you know this. The only time this rule has ever been overturned.
Look at that. Nobody's even looking at him. You got Ted Cruz over there, Josh Hawley. They're all looking at their notes. That like, is Spartacus even in the room right now?
By both parties was done when one minority was trying to pull some stunt to stop the committee from hearing. This is not that. This is not the 2-hour rule. This is a basic element of the ideals of this committee, sir. It is the basic understanding of having debate and deliberation. It's a basic understanding of we can listen to each other even if we disagree, that we should have time and space and a forum to listen. Sir, this is just wrong in every way. It is wrong in every single way. This is an abuse of power.
Oh, man, a lot of hot air in that room. A lot of hot air in that room. It was just epic. I mean, he just goes on and on. Nobody's even paying attention to him. Listen to him afterwards. This is hilarious.
To be able to undermine this institution.
I love this. These people.
I just walked out of the Senate Judiciary Committee for what was, to me, the most unimaginable thing that happened, where they cut off any debate or any discussion. Our job is to deliberate.
They didn't want to deliberate. They don't have the votes to stop it. What they wanted to do is obstruct and delay the party of the Democrats.
Our job as the most deliberative body is to hear from each other. They cut off all debate, rammed through a vote on Bowie. People walked out, continuing to appeal to the conscience of my fellow senators who now are showing their willingness to just bow to Donald Trump's will, to be able to undermine this institution in order to do his bidding. This was a day of shame for this committee. And what we just witnessed today was an utter sham in forcing through one of the most controversial nominees ever to the American Circuit Court.
Oh, every time. How many times have you heard one of the most controversial? I thought Pete Hegseth. I thought Kavanaugh. I thought Gorsuch. I thought Amy Coney Barrett. How can you say this every time there's a judicial nominee? The most controversial one ever. They're triggered. How about this one? This one. I kind of got the
loyalists
today.
to Trump. I'm still steaming from. If you could see the smoke coming out of my head, I wish you could, because I just walked out along with the Democratic members of the Judiciary Committee, where we were basically in expressing our concerns about one of the Trump nominees for a lifetime appointment to a circuit court. His name is Bowie, and he is a complete loyalist to Trump, has nothing else going for him basically except that. He is a very dangerous person. So we wanted to express our concerns and to say, Mr. Chairman, don't ignore the rules of our own committee. Let us all speak. That is how this committee has always conducted itself. But those days apparently are gone.
Thank God. Let's get rid of the obstruction. Let's get rid of the BS.
And so this particular nominee, who has a record of lack of integrity, abusing his power, now going to be given a lifetime appointment. Why? Because he is going to be there as a Trump loyalist, 100% loyalty to Trump. That's what
Loyalty to America, what that stands for. That's what that stands for. Just absolutely great. Now, Norm Eisen, the one that just tries to sue Trump at every corner, behind a lot of these groups were behind the Tesla protest, everything else. Listen to him. I just love it. These people are squirming. They have tried to delay, obstruct, and they have in some cases. Then they get this court ruling, and then a bigger, better judge says, sorry, you can't do that. The Supreme Court says, take a seat. Let the president do his damn job.
Is that I'm working on it, the democracy.
Confirmation.
Anna, it's shocking that you have somebody who is President Trump's former defense lawyer who had a very controversial history. We heard from Senator Booker failing to disclose evidence when he was a prosecutor, And now he's been involved in all of these controversies at DOJ, a whistleblower coming forward to say Bove wanted the Department of Justice to consider F the courts. That's not what we want from a federal judge. We should hear from that whistleblower. That's why the senators are so upset. Bove, in one of the cases that I'm working on at the Democracy Defenders Fund, seems to have been involved in targeting and even terminating FBI and DOJ personnel who worked on January 6th. They did nothing wrong. So for all
that did nothing wrong, they did do something wrong. They were terminated for their political persecution. That's what, for being part of a weaponized government. Deal with it.
Of these reasons, we should hear from that whistleblower. No wonder the Democrats are upset. And it will be very interesting. They've put an exclamation point on their concern about him. It will be very interesting to see if the parliamentarian rules that this nomination cannot move forward for now.
Julie, more than 900 former DOJ
what is she saying?
Attorneys who served during.
Oh, man. Getting better every moment. More news came out last night. I noticed it after we were leaving church. You guys know Maureen Comey, which is the former FBI director's daughter, Jim Comey's daughter. A lot of people have been screaming, like, how is she still in the DOJ? Well, take a listen to this.
Opinion on this very clear. This is a Fox News alert. This has been a bad few-week stretch for Jim Comey's daughter. She was just fired by the DOJ. She's known for a couple case, of course, and she was Jeffrey Epstein's prosecutor. So the daughter of the former FBI director, James Comey, she's a veteran federal prosecutor, worked on these cases. Maureen Comey is fired. So this is sending tongues a-wagging as the internet personalities and others, and this show has asked questions about what happened with the files, why did we overpromise and underdeliver? But the president has made his opinion on this very clear over the last couple of days. We're going to continue to cover this. And we also have big developments in the Biden cover-up. This is a Fox News alert. This has been
again, that was just actual reporting. You didn't see no emotion from one side of the aisle or the other. She wasn't upset. She wasn't defending it. She wasn't doing anything like that. She was reporting on it, right? Big difference from CNN has an absolute meltdown. Take a look at this.
Let me add.
This is hilarious. I love watching this. I mean, every day we get a good meltdown from CNN because they're not out reporting the news. Again, they are an arm of the Democrat Party. Take a listen.
Why fire her now?
Can we talk about Maureen Comey for a second? Maureen Comey was for 10 years an extremely successful, dedicated, and ethical assistant U.S. attorney in the Southern District of New York. She was a high-ranking person in that office. She became the head of the Public Integrity Unit. She supervised the case against Robert Menendez, the corrupt senator. She tried Ghislaine Maxwell. She tried P. Diddy. The idea that she got fired is a disgrace to the Justice Department. And Jay Clayton, U.S. attorney in the Southern District of New York, ought to resign himself in disgrace because he allowed this to go on. This is an outrage that this woman got fired.
Let me add to what you're saying. According to a source, why fire her now?
Can we talk about Maureen Comey for a second?
We've been calling on this for a long time. Like, I think beginning of February, we're like, why hasn't this been done yet? Why hasn't this been done yet?
Maureen Comey was
we know, again, the deep state is embedded in a lot of these agencies. And I will say this, as far as the Department of Justice is going, they're moving pretty fast. Again, I know we want everything overnight. We're not going to get everything overnight, but that was absolutely epic. Another thing that happened yesterday after our live stream that we talk about quite a bit, you guys see it quite a bit. Or actually, you don't see it quite a bit, but we're driving up and down the 99 on live streams, heading to different events and stuff. And you see a lot of construction and a lot of cement, but you don't see no high-speed rail. The high-speed rail that is now 4 times over budget, that was supposed to go from San Francisco to Los Angeles and be complete by 2020. There has not been 1 inch of track laid. They don't have rail cars. They don't have a train station. They have none of that yet. Well, I love Donald Trump right here, and listen to what he says. He says, to the law-abiding, tax-paying, hardworking citizens of the United States of America, I am thrilled to announce that I have officially freed you from funding California's disastrously overpriced high-speed train to nowhere. This boondoggle, led by the incompetent governor of California, Gavin Newsom, has cost taxpayers hundreds of billions of dollars, and we have received nothing in return except cost overruns. The railroad we were promised still does not exist and never will. This project was severely overpriced, overregulated, and never delivered. Thanks to Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, not a single penny in federal dollars will go towards this Newsom scam ever again. This was an ill-conceived and unnecessary project and a total waste of taxpayer money. But no more. Man, he's going above his promises. He's going above his promises. You know, and of course, Gavin Newsom's triggered. I'm going to show you the tweet that shared this from Governor Newsom's press office. And just take a listen really quick. Take a listen really quick. Trump wants to hand China the future and abandon the Central Valley. We won't let him. So how are we handing China the future? Just to help me out here. I don't think the future is building a train from Merced to Bakersfield. I don't think that's a very big, or well, maybe it's Modesto, right? Modesto to Bakersfield. We have a freeway that's not overcrowded. The 99, this is not a big city. It does not need mass transit. Again, the projections cost is 4 times what the voters voted for. This project was supposed to be done in 2020. I promise you, if China goes to build the high-speed rail, it's not going to take them 3 times the amount of time their original plan. They're going to move, get things done, and probably do it efficiently and on budget. So this was one remember, when Gavin Newsom got into office, he himself, I should have pulled up the video, or at least his press release. He himself admitted, without admitting, that the whole high-speed rail was a failure. He said they're no longer going to focus on LA to San Francisco, that they would just do the 99 corridor is what we call it. So we have an Amtrak. We have an Amtrak here. So if you need to take a train, Amtrak goes right through all those same areas. But we want to spend billions, hundreds of billions on literally a train to nowhere. So kudos to Donald Trump. Again, I don't think Gavin realized Trump's going to call the bluffs. Trump's going to call the bluffs. Hey, guys, and before we move forward, we're going to talk about DOGE cuts going into law. We are 100% viewer funded, guys. You pay the lights, camera, action, the travel, everything, and we want to say thank you for that. If you would like to donate, we could really use your help right now. We got, obviously, the phone issue that came up. It will be in today at noon, so I got to pick it up today. So I got to pay for that. If you guys want to help out, we would appreciate it. You can go to Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $Oreo Army. We also have a GiveSendGo, givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. And then if you do online or mobile banking and you want to do a Zelle transfer, you can do that on our website. We have our Zelle link. Our website is theoreoexpress.com. And when you go there, there is a Donate Now button on our home screen. Click that Donate Now button. It'll have that Zelle link, and we appreciate you all. Once again, you guys have made this all possible for as long as you have, and it's a blessing, and I want to say thank you. But if you would like to contribute, we would appreciate it. So, CNN article, CNN post. It says the Senate passed a bill to cancel $9 billion in funding to foreign aid and public broadcasting. The House faces a Friday deadline to pass it next. How about this? I love this. This was the rescission package. Senate Republicans just passed the DOGE cuts into law, defunding public broadcasting, emergency alerts, and foreign defunding public broadcasting, emergency alert systems, and foreign aid. Everything Trump and Republicans are doing to make our country and families less safe. So there's no community note there, but I can tell you PBS and NPR don't issue emergency alerts. That's from FEMA. And again, the way they're trying to put this was a lot of people were upset that this wasn't originally in the one big beautiful bill. And Republicans says, hold on, we'll get to it. We're going to do a rescission package. Boom. There you have it. Codifying some of the DOGE cuts. And I think that $9 billion, that's a start. Let's keep going. How about this one? Senator Blumenthal. Everything about this bill reeks of cruelty, from cutting educational TV to letting kids starve. I'm especially angry about Republicans' devastating cuts to public broadcasting, outlet that hold politicians accountable, produce local news, and are a lifeline during natural disasters. Now, we've shown you what they here to support. And actually, you know what? I'll pull it up right now. I was going to do it on the next show, but it kind of ties into this right now. Just let me show you. Take a look at this. Where's it at? This is what they're defending.
Elmo, but I have to say it's wonderful to actually see all of you. It also sounds and looks like you and your families have been staying healthy.
Oh, I have a way I've been staying healthy, Dr. Sanjay. Look. Oh, does Rosita have a boo-boo? Oh, no, Amita, this is from my COVID vaccine. My mommy and my papi took me to get it this morning. See, my mommy and my papi said that it will help keep me, my friends, my neighbors, my abuela, all healthy.
Your parents are absolutely right. You know, COVID vaccines are now available for children 5 years and older. And the more people who get them, the better we're going to be able to help stop the spread of COVID.
Elmo doesn't understand. What's happening? Why are all these people together?
Oh, well, they're gathering together to protest. A protest is when people come together to show they are upset and disagree about something. They want to make others aware of the problem. Yeah, I'm bringing this sign to the protest at the community center later.
Oh, they look upset.
People are upset because racism is a huge problem in our country. On Sesame Street, we all love and respect one another. Across the country, people of color, especially in the Black community, are being treated unfairly because of how they look, their culture, race, and who they are.
Elmo wants to end racism too. Elmo wants everybody to be treated fairly.
Welcome back to the ABCs of COVID-19, a CNN and Sesame Street town hall for children and families.
Elmo has a question for Dr. Sanjay. Sure. Elmo's seen lots of people wearing masks outside, but it's not Halloween.
You know, just like doctors wear masks in hospitals when they take care of people, you're going to see people now wearing masks outside as well. And the reason they're wearing masks like this is to protect people in public from their germs and things like that. They don't want to spread your germs, and these masks can help with that.
Oh, so the masks help us.
Yes, the masks are a way to prevent you from spreading germs, even as you just breathe. Well, Elmo, how old are you?
Elmo's 3.5.
Well, then, yes, Elmo, you should wear a mask. Children under 2 years old do not need to wear a mask, but children older than 2 years old should wear a mask when they're out in public and they're around people.
We're not pushing any propaganda. The best thing we've ever done is defund these crap holes. Again, it all aligned with the Democrat Party. It all aligned with the Democrat Party. That's why they don't want it defunded. And again, another slap in the face to Democrats. Kind of another good win I wanted to bring up is ICE officials will gain access to personal identification of all Medicaid enrollees, according to agreement obtained by the AP. So now they can just go find the address of that person that's getting the government assistance that Democrats say does not exist. So you're getting Medicaid, but you're an illegal alien, but Democrats says illegal aliens don't get Medicaid. That's been proven false. We actually have, is that over here? Hold on. I want to make sure it's the next one we talk about. There we go. So they're going to have all that data. It's going to help their job. It's going to be able to get the leeches out of society. And I think that's a great thing. And then here's actually Rep. Pramila Jayapal accidentally admitting illegals receive taxpayer-funded SNAP benefits. Take a listen to what she says.
Undocumented immigrants. I was at a food bank in my district talking about the SNAP cuts, the horrible SNAP cuts and Medicaid cuts. And they told me that people are not even showing up to Head Start where they get their food. They're not showing up to the food banks because they're afraid. And it's not just undocumented immigrants. It is people of all legal statuses. It's undocumented immigrants who have been here for 20 years. Today I was at a food bank in my district talking about the SNAP cuts.
So what she calls undocumented immigrants, let me give you the actual correct term. It's called illegal aliens. So now they're not showing up to get their benefits because they're scared of deportation. But the same person said those people weren't receiving any of your taxpayer-funded benefits. You see how this works out? They can't keep their lives
and
straight.
Medicaid cuts.
And again, I don't know why. I don't know why mainstream media won't cover this. Honestly, if mainstream media just covered the news, we would be out of a job. It's incredible. And now we've seen also it's over an 800% increase attacks on ICE officers. I want you to listen to what Gavin Newsom said during his press conference yesterday. Again, putting American citizens last, standing up for illegal aliens. But listen how he justifies attacks on ICE agents. And almost, if I was on that side of the aisle and I was an illegal, this would give me permission to assault ICE officers. Take a look.
I worry about people's lives. I'm telling you, we're on the verge. This is serious. I mean, if someone just randomly, if I'm walking down the street with my kids and someone grabs me, and tries to throw me in an unmarked van, and I am looking at my kids, I'm surprised someone hasn't gotten hurt. Someone is going to get hurt.
Surprised no. Well, actually, a lot of people have been hurt. There's been over an 800% increase on ICE officers, and these unmarked ICE officers that say police or ICE or federal law enforcement on their badge is enough. Here's just a good example. This is from Allie Bradley, and it says, an ICE ERO Dallas officer was dragged nearly a block down the road by an illegal alien from Honduras. When officers were detaining Jose Melgus Rivas, he accelerated his van and dragged the officer in an attempt to escape. The officer sustained multiple injuries to his body. Jose Rivas was taken into custody on top of his final order for removal. So he's already had the process. This is for a final order of removal. He will also now face charges for assaulting a federal officer. This come as DHS Gov says that assaults against agents and officers are up 830% compared to this time last year. Again, the judge, we have a process. The Democrats don't care about the process. When they use the process and you got a final order of deportation, you got to go. You're not, then you stay here. Now you're illegally staying here. You're already an illegal alien. You're illegally staying here after an order. And that's a lot of these folks. And Democrats, they don't care. How about this one? More fake news. I love this. Here legally since 1999, thousands of immigrants have 60 days to leave. And I just love this because that was the Washington Post. And once again, Homeland Security comes out. Again, the T and TPS stands for temporary. It was never meant to last a quarter of a century. For many of these countries, TPS was granted in the 90s after a natural disaster. Now that conditions have improved, it's time to return home. It was temporary protection status, and that temporary protection status has now ended. How about this one? This is an Orange County resident, Nick Torres. I want you to listen to this. Maybe this will put a little pep in your step today. We got two good videos coming up. Take a listen to this.
Here's a couple things. One, these people here are in the United States. I know most of you are probably from Mexico where you don't have the First Amendment, but that's something we have here where we have the right to freedom of speech. And I just wanted to say something too. It's true. You guys don't have a First Amendment. You don't have respect for civil liberties or rights, but that's okay. I'm speaking. Thank you. So anyways, the point I'd like to make here is a couple things. One, these people here are, passionately talking about ICE agents coming into their communities and you don't know their identities. Well, you know who we really don't know the identities of? Any of the illegal aliens who've been invading our country for the past 60 years. Yeah, how about when you see the farm worker, is that going to be like the same farm worker that murdered Molly Tibbetts? Yeah, how do you know when the Honduran fruit seller is out there? How do you know he didn't rape one of the many women who came up here? According to the Univision study done in 2015, 80% of women who come to this country are trafficked and raped. Think about that. How do we know they're not one of those rapists? How do we know they're not one of those rapists?
Excuse me.
So that's the
Let him
first thing.
talk.
That's the first thing. I think ICE should be allowed to act with impunity. I think they should go to every Home Depot. I think they should go to every school, every quinceañera, and build the wall and deport every single one of these guys because they don't make our country great. They make it worse. They bring it down. They use public services, and Americans are sick and tired of it. We're sick and tired of it in our country. So let me say this too. We want to, they say you want to know the identities of these ICE agents. We don't know any of the identities of these murderers coming into our country, these rapists. Let me also say this too. This same city council in Costa Mesa, if you vote to make these people take their masks off, this was the same city that was arresting people for refusing to wear masks during COVID. So now what is it? Now what is it? When we want to enforce the law and take our country back, you want to put the men in danger? Is that what you want to do? No. And let me mention this. Let me end on this. Let me end on this. Let me end on this.
Let's hear it.
Let me end on this. Let me end on this.
Excuse me, let's hear the man.
Let me say this. People are out here quoting Martin Luther King, who is a plagiarist and a rapist. They're out here saying other things. I'm gonna give a quote. I'm gonna give a quote from John Jay, who signed the Treaty of Paris in our American Revolution, and from Federalist Number 2. With equal pleasure, I have as taken often notice that Providence has been blessed to give this country to one united people, a people descended from the same ancestors, speaking the same language, professing the same religion, attached to the same principles of government, very similar in their manners and customs, and who, by their joint councils, arms, and efforts, fighting side by side throughout a long and bloody war.
That's your 3 minutes. That's your 3 minutes, sir. That's your 3 minutes. That's your 3 minutes. That's your 3 minutes.
A little bit of fire there, huh? Stand up. Don't sit on your keyboard. Stand up. Get out there. Make your voices heard, whatever you can do. This is going to hit every community, whether you're in a red area, a rural area, an urban area. It doesn't matter. Again, this is. I love that he called out the hypocrisy. The same city that was arresting people for not wearing masks is now wanting to dox our ICE officers. Incredible. How about this? This was shared by Rapid Response 47. It wasn't too long ago that Trump announced that the White House would be hosting an epic event. If you guys want to buy me a ticket, I'll be forever indebted to you. I could imagine how much the tickets are going to be. UFC will be at the White House as part of the America 250. Me and Matt were actually at the kickoff for America 250. And that was in DC for the military parade, and that was epic. I tell you what, me and Rachel watched some movie 2 weeks ago, and it was based on a true story. I think it was Iraq, and it was about soldiers and stuff. And I remember seeing all that military equipment. I was like, I got to touch a piece of that equipment less than a month ago. What we have here in America is just absolutely epic. But listen to Dana White right here talk about this. Hold on. Let's see.
So I'm up at my house like every year in Maine at 4th of July. And I had texted with him 3 or 4 times that day, and he never told me he was announcing it. And then all of a sudden my phone just starts blowing up. And then I start blowing Lene up, and we're all going. But we had already done, all the logistics. My team went out there and walked it. We're putting together the renderings. They should be done in the next 10 days. And then we're going to fly out to the White House and present it to him, see what he likes and what he doesn't like, and start working on it. And Ivanka is in the middle of this too. So we will, this is a Sphere one of one unique event that will never happen again. And I will blow the doors off this thing. I'm going to make this one of the greatest events of all time.
And are you thinking a full card, like full prelims, full main card, or just like a couple fights?
Nope. It'll be a full card, and it will be the best card we've ever done to date.
Wow. And we're talking on the lawn of the White House?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as of right now, it's set to be on the South Lawn. He said we can move it over somewhere else for more people. I don't care if 5 people show up to this thing. I want to be on the lawn at the White House.
Right. Yeah. You care more about that than the attendance. If it's a one-off. Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's going to be wild.
That is going to be wild. I can't wait to watch that. Some people say there's some people in retirement that would come out of retirement for this fight, for some of the big rivalry rematches. And so we're going to have to find out what's going on there and how that's going to work. Once again, guys, we are heading to pick up our replacement phone so we can check your text and do all that good stuff. So I'm going to do that, and we will be live again in about 3.5 hours. Might be running a little late today if the phone place takes a little time. But I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to donate, we are 100% viewer funded. We can't do it without you. You could go to Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $Oreo Army. We also have givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. And then if you do online or mobile banking and want to do a Zelle transfer, we appreciate that as well. You can go over to our website, theoreoexpress.com. There's a donate now button. It'll have those links on there for our Zelle. And again, thank you so much. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button, please do that. Make sure you share out all the videos, guys. And if you haven't followed, if you're new to the channel, follow. We'll be live, like I said, for the afternoon and the rest of today's topics and everything else going on in this crazy world here in about 3.5, 4 hours. So God bless you all. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
You're still looking good.
I'm still feeling good. You know, I've got all your MyPillow products. Mattress topper, bed sheets, MyPillows, towels, slippers, blankets.
I'm interrupting this commercial to do something I've never done before. Get 2 MyPillows absolutely free on orders of $100 or more. I can't do this forever, so get on board with this great sale today. Our best-selling 6-piece bath towel sets or kitchen towel sets, just $29.98. Our famous standard MyPillows only $14.98. Queens $18.98. King size only $1 more. Body pillows $29.98. Multi-use MyPillow 2.0s with pillowcase $9.98. Save $40 on our Spring Percale and Giza Dream bedsheet sets. Any size, any color. So go to MyPillow.com or call that number on your screen. Use your promo code to save up to 80% on all MyPillow products. And when you spend $100 or more, get 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free.
The Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll.